where knowledge seeking is crucial for the growth of the mind, we made it our ultimate goal to serve you the best knowledge center available. Outside our walls, we go and reach out to users and potential users in hard-to-reach areas. We'd go over and beyond by traveling to the suburbs to spread knowledge. To enlighten them through several knowledge activities via Pustaka's knowledge resources in our collection. Our responsibility to share latest technology and information. This way, we can ensure that the passion to seek knowledge never fades. It is our utmost mission to cater for and exceed the expected information needs of our users. For such noble cause, we study the profiles of our varied users to undermine their information requirements, get the needed information resources in whatever available formats, printed, non-print or online, and match them with the requirements. We take the extra miles of informing users about our rich information resources and tell them step by step how to identify, select, retrieve, and use these resources. We want our users to be literate in information and knowledge. We want them to be our knowledge beneficiaries. As our priority to preserve the knowledge and our heritage collections, we are committed to provide the user with access for those special and unique collections of Sarawak. With the facilities for storage and repositories, we ensure all the collections and public records which are more than 25 years old, and other documents, papers, instruments, statutes and statutory order, regulations or decrees directed by State Secretary to be maintained, preserved and kept in the State Depository on account of their historical value or public importance. We are eager to expand by preserving the collections through legal deposits, donation, bequeath, oral history, and also transfer of public records for permanent preservation, regardless of its format and media. By creating standard bibliographic records, we will ensure the library resources or materials published in Sarawak can be accessed and will be preserved for future generations. We are going beyond boundaries in order to guide, advise and train all Sarawak government agencies with focus on the implementation of records and archives, management practices and standards thoroughly for Sarawak civil service. Researchers can use our facilities to do research on specific materials, whereby assistance is always available.
Having been here almost 20 over years as a user of Pustaka, it has been a very encouraging experience. Looking at the staff, how they operate this place, and for the past 20 years, this place is still in a very good shape, and it's even better now. So this is something that is very encouraging for us as users.
I think the best thing is that the library actually somehow in a small way that changed my life. First of all, I think the best is that I don't have to buy so many books, and then you don't have to search so far away, but you already can find it in the library. It makes my life easier. You can see, maybe you say reader is very confined to this, maybe very introvert, but actually the books make you more extrovert, meaning that you can actually connect with people better. Thank you very much, Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Welcome to the Sarawak State Library, one of the most unique libraries in the world that is surrounded by a park. Whether you are in need of learning materials, reference materials,
I believe that we'll probably leave it for the next other sessions to talk about. So let me begin with a bit of it. So the outline itself will be talking about the care of, first of all, it's a term newborn, term healthy newborn. Okay, I'm talking about term healthy newborn, whereby we're talking about more than 37 weeks of gestation baby. We are not going to cover anything about premature babies or any babies who are sick, because that will be a very lengthy and there are a lot more to talk about from there. So we will look into the immediate and the routine care in the hospital. For example, providing warmth, care of the skin, eyes, and the cord, immunization, breastfeeding, and of course, follow-up care and general observation of newborn after discharge. Okay, so when we look about there, newborn care itself begins after, of course, it's called newborn. First 24 hours of life is very critical and important. It is actually a period of transition from intrauterine to the extrauterine environment. And most of the babies who are born are actually healthy and, of course, at term. So again, we're not talking about preterm babies. Routine care is still important to prevent delayed transition that may lead to various medical problems. Okay, again, care during the first hours, days, and weeks of life is crucial to determine whether they remain healthy. So these are the basic needs of all newborns. So I'm looking into 4 points here. So basically, we are looking into to provide them warmth, breathe normally, to be fed, and of course, to be protected, such as infection. All right, so let's look into each one of it. So newborn care. So to provide warmth, whereby once they are out of your after delivery, we need to provide them a thermal protection to prevent and manage newborn with hypo or hypothermia, cold or heat overheat. Initiation of breathing and resuscitation. We have to know and identify early asphyxia, whereby breathing disorders, or early and exclusive breastfeeding as early as within the first hour after childbirth, and clean childbirth and cord care to prevent infection. That's an example. Okay, so when we go into, these are the flow chart that we are using it. That's how we do it in our center. It always depends on, it's different from each center, but I'll just share with you what we do here in the Columbia Asia Hospital, Negeri. So basically, it's the stabilization in labor room or operation theater. So it depends whether you're going through a normal vaginal delivery or a cesarean section. Then after the baby is out, we will have to assess the baby, provide the warmth, as we mentioned earlier, to assess the ABGA score, which I'll talk about in later, on how the baby's condition at birth, and we provide resuscitation if required. Okay, so then we will initiate skin to skin immediately, and if breastfeeding, if the baby is stable, then we will transfer it to the nursery for cleaning and of course for measurements. And then during hospitalization, we will make sure that their umbilical cords are clean, the eyes, skin, and also we monitor for any jaundice. And vaccination and some injections, which includes vitamin K, hepatitis B, and BCG vaccines. And of course, discharge home with advice. Okay, so these are the flow that we do it here. But remember, as I said, different centers, different way of doing it. Okay, all right, so let's go up to the next one. Hold on, yeah. Okay, so let's begin by talking about after the baby is out from mother's womb, we provide this. Okay, so this is called immediate newborn care. So it starts immediately after the baby is out from mother's womb. And again, it's the same for both vaginal delivery and cesarean section. We assess the ABGA score and again, I just want to tell you that later I will show you what Vernix. Vernix is actually a natural moisturizer and also a natural, you call it heat insulator to provide warmth for the baby. So when we talk about provide warmth to be fed, Okay. We first of all, after the baby is out, how do? We put the baby under the radiant warmer. We will clear the baby's airway by either wiping or suctioning. Okay, then we assess the breathing, heart rate, activity based on the APGAR score. Later, we'll show you again. So we will initiate any resuscitation if required, for example, oxygen or any ventilation. And we will initiate skin-to-skin breastfeeding within the first hour if condition permits. Okay, so let me show you what do I say when I talk about vernix. Okay, those who have delivered any babies before, when you see something like a cheese-like substance, this is what we call as vernix. So this is our natural moisturizer and also a heat insulator to prevent, to keep the baby warm. Okay, so these are the what we call is radiant warmer. Okay, those who have seen it in labor room or in operation theater. Of course, the designs are different based on the technology. How they look like? We'll put the baby on the bed here. We will create heat, okay, to keep the baby warm with some monitoring ongoing. Okay, and of course, we'll provide skin to skin for the baby as early as possible to provide warmth for them. Okay, so APGAR score. Yep. So it's all. If you ever look into your baby's card, you will see this card is called APGAR score. Okay, what does APGAR score mean? That we are looking into the activity of the baby, the pulse, the grimace, appearance, and the respiration at birth. We will score it at 1 and 5 minutes after birth. Okay, so it's actually a quick and simple method used to assess your baby's health immediately after delivery on a scale of 0 to 10. Okay, just a general guide. Normal is more than 7. Below 7, of course, they will require some medical assistance. But if you have any doubt or any questions to know more about your baby's APGAR score, then you can always refer to your nearest doctor or your pediatrician. Okay. So again, after that, after all the assessment, everything done in the labor room or in the operation theater, then again, we're talking about skin to skin and initiation of breastfeeding. Okay. So just a quick guide on breastfeeding. I'm not going to go very detailed on that because it's going to be very lengthy on the techniques and a few things about it. So, but then just a general term, all newborns, including low birth weight babies, who are able to breastfeed should be put on to the breast as soon as possible after birth when they are clinically stable and the mother